Welcome back to Mr. Aussie's Home Cooking. This weekend, we got a 3.2 kilo lovely brisket. We're going to do some stuffed zucchinis with some stuffed mushrooms and some honey chicken nibbles with a lovely sweet potato bake with bacon. All goodness coming to you very soon. Okay guys, so we're going to start off. We're going to do this potato bake, get it all prepped and ready. I've got a couple of onions and probably about a half a kilo, maybe a bit more of streaky bacon to cut up. After that, I'll get my sous chef up to do some potatoes up and some sweet potatoes, and we'll cut back because you're watching a cooking show, guys. You don't need to know how to use a knife. You probably already do. So, we're going to try and make this as simple and as short as we can today. Got a lot of work to do. So, get back to you shortly. Prep work's all sorted. Sous chef did a great job of doing the potatoes. All we're going to do is do a simple one, just laying it out, making sure it's all layered equally. Start off with just a normal potato, get all that sorted, get it all down, fill in the gaps. These potatoes are sliced about 2 mil thick, just a whole potato. Make sure they're overlapped. Nice little layer on the bottom first. Try and keep some of those small pieces that you've got, because you're going to have small pieces. Use them for little gap fillers, because you're going to have plenty of gaps in this stuff. Just stick one more piece there. That's that one. Go down with a bit of sweet potato. These were pretty big sweet potatoes, so pretty happy with the size. Only got to overlap just a bit, like I said. Plenty of cover room on these things, so that's going to be great. Potato, sweet potato, as I said. Once that's done, then we're going to add some onion, some bacon, a bit of cheese, and then start again. Like that. In there, you little bugger. Alright. Onion. Not a lot, just a little. A little goes a long way. Especially in this house. That's about that. And bacon. I like to be a little heavier with the bacon. My wife might shoot me if I had one. This recipe is usually done up by my kid's mum. She does a great job at doing this. So this is my first time actually making this one. She recommended doing it for the party tomorrow night. So doing all the prep work today, getting it all sorted. Brisket will go in tonight, late tonight. And then everything else will be sorted tomorrow. I want that brisket low and slow, at least a good 8 hours. Alright. Take another layer. You'll probably be wondering, why haven't you put any sauce on it yet? Don't you put sauce here and there throughout it? Not with this one. You put all on at the end. Really give the container a bit of a shake to spread it around. Trust me, as it's baking, it does soak through the entire bake. A little tip with your potato, when you're slicing it, or once you've sliced it, put it into a bowl of water. That's going to stop your potato from turning brown, because just like an apple, it'll oxidize, change colours. You don't really want that. You want to make everything look pretty, don't you? Back to the sweet potato. Cooking time for this depends on how thick you cut your slices. It'll vary anywhere from about 3 hours onwards, especially if you want it nice and tender. Really, really soft. Basically just put your spatula into it and serve it up. This is how soft I like it, but others might not like it that soft. They might like it a little crunchier, so don't cook it for as long. Temperature for the oven, I'm going to set it at about 180 Celsius. Don't ask me Fahrenheit, I'm not a scientist. Google that stuff and that'll tell you what it's going to come out at. We'll probably get one more layer of this bake going on here, and that's probably about it for this one. Don't know if I'll make another one to go with it, but we'll just do the one for now. Down just a little bit near those high spots. Back to the start. Oh, sorry, cheese. Forget the good stuff. Final layer. And we're not going to top the final layer with cheese. It just helps with the cooking process, and you don't need that gooey stuff, especially if you wrap it in alfoil to put it in the oven to start off with. It'll all just get stuck to the alfoil, won't it? Another thing people might be asking is why don't I make my own sauce for it? It takes too much time. I just buy the Master Foods. Normally the creamy garlic and herb potato bake. I do a couple of different brands, flavours. It's up to you what you want to add for flavouring. Dig through this bowl and try and find a couple more pieces of potato. And we'll load her up with sweet potato on top. That'll just seal it all off. I'm not much of a talker, guys, but trust me, if you get me started, I'll go. It's definitely something I'm going to have to get used to doing. Push down, make sure that all trying to sit flat. Fill in any little gaps, like I said. Another bit there. Last cover with a bit of onion. And bacon. Everybody loves bacon. Alright, move these out of the road. Measuring jug. I want 2 cups of cream for a single packet of your seasoning. So it's 1 cup, isn't it? Got to double check that, guys. Yeah, 1 cup. Thick and cream. We're going to use 2 packets, so we'll go 2 cups. Let me quickly wash my hands. Pair of scissors. Thank you, sous chef. Roll that in there, and we'll give it a good stir, and then we'll add it on top of our bake. Oh, rubbish off the floor. Can't make a mess. Just a good mix up. Straight over the top. Fill in around the edges. Alright guys, there's our first dish done. Let me clean up the bench and we'll get back to you getting ready for the next one. See you shortly. Hey guys, we're back. We've cleaned up the bench. Here we have our 3.2 kilo brisket. We've got the tip, not the flat. It's only a half a brisket this time around. So I'm going to get into it, clean it up. I've already had a look at the packaging. So far overall, she looks pretty good. I don't have to do a lot of trimming, if any at all. Looks pretty good. So we'll get into it. I don't know where it come from because it doesn't say, and I forgot to ask the butcher. And they're pretty good butchers where I go. So I'm just going to slide this fellow out here. Oh Jesus. Jeebus, jeebus, jeebus. Oh, look at that come with it. Does it tell us anything? No, it doesn't. Oh well. I can go in the bin. The paper towel to dry it off first. As always, everything sticks better when it's pat dry. Everybody else does it. Why not? Go in the bin. Paper. Just wipe that down. Good pat. So this guy's going in the oven tonight. Probably about 8, 9 o'clock. Oh, probably about 9:30 p.m. tonight. A really slow 110 degrees Celsius. And we'll take him out in the morning, wrap him up, stick him in our esky cooler, whatever you want to call it, and let him sit for a couple of hours before we're ready to use it. First time I'm trying this, it's Barbecue Mafia Stakeout Brisket Barbecue Rub, dark and rich. And I tell you, it's got a really lovely coffee smell to it. Coffee. Really strong pepper smell to it. Don't know why I said coffee. But when you taste it, it doesn't taste peppery at all. Put this sucker on here. Bring it around to the right one, and let's just get him coated. And we're going to coat him pretty heavy, as they suggest. Just open him right up and just pour it on here like this. Don't forget the edges, as they always say, but we're going to go nuts this time. It's going to be cooking for a while, so get a lovely bark on it, I'm hoping. Shaker seems to clog up a bit. A bit of a press down. They call it a rub, but it's not meant to be rubbed in, it's meant to be patted in, pressed in, pushed on. And over to the other side. Now this is a as I said, point brisket. It's only a half of one. And the easiest way to tell that, I'll show you in a second, difference between a point and a flat. A flat's usually just got a single layer muscle. This fella's got a double layer, and that's your pointy end. That's usually definitely your thickest end of the brisket, and usually takes the longest to cook, but that's why we're doing it low, slow, and up to 8 to 10 hours overnight. Now that's done. Pull all this together. Get all them sides. This is looking great, and there's a spot that I've missed, and right in there. Looking pretty good. I'm happy with that. We'll stick them in our tray. And in just a couple of hours, I'm going to stick that in the oven. But I've got to give it a clean first because it's a bit dirty. And we'll go from there. I'll see you in a little bit after the oven's clean and when this guy goes in. Talk to you soon. Alright guys, here's the brisket. It's been sitting probably about 3 hours now just to come up in temperature a bit so it's not so bloody cold out of the fridge. Nice and seasoned, still looks great. About to chuck it in the oven at 110 for at least 8 hours. After that, I'll get up first thing in the morning, I'll wrap it and I'll stick her in my cooler and she can sit there for about 4 hours or so. I'll make sure it doesn't drop below too far in temperature, and by then be ready to just slice, dice and eat. But it won't be till tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, it's got a while to go yet. Alright, check back with me when I pull her out in the morning to wrap it. Sweet dreams, beautiful brisket. See you soon.
Morning guys, got to be a bit quiet. It's crack of dawn and everyone's still asleep. I got up a couple of hours ago and put a wrap cover on this guy. I'll take him out in just a second. It's pretty much done. I'm going to wrap him up and put him in the cooler for a couple of hours. I've got to get going and go and help mate. Oh, that smells nice. See if I can do this. Have a look at the floor for a sec, guys. Sorry. Stop me kicking my foot in that. Oh, jeebus. There. Turn a light on here for you. Oh, that's beautiful. That's a piece of work. Yummy. Alright. Stop it from cooling down too much. I'm going to stick this on that. That in there. And we'll see you in a few hours when we get the potato bake and stuffed zucchini mushrooms going.
Hello viewers, we've got our potato bake out of the fridge. We've got our oven preheated to 180. This guy's going to go in and bake for about 4 hours to make sure it's definitely done right. And then she's going to come out and rest until we need to use it. In the process of doing this, we'll get our stuffed mushrooms and stuffed zucchini sorted and get them prepped and ready so when that potato bake comes out, the others can go in. We're looking good so far. It's 10 o'clock now. We'll see you in another 2 hours or so. Have a good one. Hello viewers, we've got our potato bake out of the fridge. We've got our oven preheated to 180. This guy's going to go in and bake for about 4 hours to make sure it's definitely done right. And then she's going to come out and rest until we need to use it. In the process of doing this, we'll get our stuffed mushrooms and stuffed zucchini sorted and get them prepped and ready, so when that potato bake comes out, the others can go in. We're looking good so far. It's 10 o'clock now. We'll see you in another 2 hours or so. Have a good one. And we're back, guys. It's been almost 5 hours. We've knocked the temperature down about 2 hours ago, down to 100 degrees. And about an hour ago, 3/4 of an hour ago, we took it out, uncovered it, put a layer of cheese on, and put another sauce sachet over the top of it. And as you can see, she's done it absolutely beautiful. And because it's done, we want it to sit and set for a little while. We're going to turn around and put this in the grill, as you Americans call it, broiler. I'm just going to let him sit in there, come down in temp, thicken up, and become delicious. I've got my trays here ready. I'll get started on my stuffed zucchinis, chicken nibbles, and stuffed mushrooms. And we'll be back to put them in the oven, so I guess I better crank that back up and get it running at operating temp. Back shortly. Alright guys, I've done most of the prep work already. Last piece of zucchini I'm going to do. I'll show you how to do that, or how I do it. With a teaspoon, just run it down little ribs with your seed line, just like that. Don't push too far, but you want to take enough meat out of it. Roll them around. Come back the other side. I just use the spoon like a knife until I get to the ends. It gets a bit tougher, and then just try and scratch in underneath all those seeds, both sides. Pretty easy going. Once that's done, they almost just pop out. There we go. Give it a quick scratch to get any liquidy membrane left from the seeds. It goes in our tray. We're going to get stuffing. They're a big boat now, so I can put a decent bit of filling in them, but you don't want to overdo it. You never want to overdo it. And these guys are going to get cut in half once they're cooked. Make sure we've got plenty for everybody tonight. Once these are all set, they'll go straight into the oven with the mushrooms, and the chicken nibbles will go in as well. They only got to be put into a dish. So these are always a hit. Don't have them very often, but they're always a hit. You could add your own seasoning to it, but plain is good enough for us. Actually tastes quite nice. I'll get to these mushrooms in a minute and I'll tell you how I did them. I've got a couple more to stuff yet. Just hope I don't run out of bacon. I'll have to chop some more up. Plenty left over to do it all. Alright, put the bacon in the last of these mushrooms. You only need a couple of pieces. You don't have to go overloaded. They're only small mushrooms. All we did was take the stem out. Didn't have to worry about skinning them. If you want to, you can. I just took a piece of paper towel and brushed the dirt off when they're small ones like this. And I do large stuffed mushrooms. And when I do those, I usually try and skin them after I take the centre stalk out. They're a bit easier to skin as well, being the bigger mushrooms, but these little guys. Onion. Everything gets stuffed with bacon, onion, cheese, tomato. I'm not going to get fancy with the cheese, I'm just going to scatter it across everything. I don't care if it melts some in the tray. It's a bit of gooey stuff for the chef, you know. My normal camera girl isn't my camera girl today. She's out the back coughing the guts up. And I've got my oldest here doing camera work for me today. She's got to get used to it, but she'll get used to it. It won't take long. Yeah, she's doing a pretty good job. Alright. Tomatoes. Just a nice sprinkling all along. This is a total of 2 punnets of cherry tomatoes, and that's done all my stuffed mushrooms. Just doing all my zucchinis. Have a bit left over, might make a salsa out of it the next couple of nights, depending on how much I've got left. I'm going to put 3 pieces of tomato on these guys. Keep them all uniform, you know. Alright, time for the cheese. And they're ready to pop in the oven. Don't need to load them, but that's up to you. These will go in separately because I think the zucchini is going to take a bit longer. I'm going to cook everything at 180 degrees. The zucchini we're going to put in for maybe about 40-45 minutes. Mushrooms probably only about 20-25 minutes. They don't need to be overcooked. I don't think there's too many people out there that like a raw mushroom, but especially if you've got raw fillings in it. I'm going to make sure the fillings are at least cooked. on top. Cheese, please. Jesus, mushrooms. Oh, now that'll go. Alright. That's all sorted. That up there. Set the road. There. Side with this tray. I bug it up. I put my second lot of zucchini in my tray for my chicken nibbles. Bugger. This guy's going to have to do it this time. 2 things to wash up, it's not too bad. Take her out. All that marinade out. Yes, my hands are clean. I always wash them before I play with food. Spread them out. Alright guys, I'm going to stick them in the oven. So it's already preheated. What we did was readjust it after we took the potato bake out. Make sure I've got enough room. Mushrooms can go down the bottom. Chicken nibbles can go in the hot spot. They can go in shortly. These guys can just sit on the bench with the cow cover for a little bit, because those chicken nibbles will take about an hour and a bit. And then we'll start putting everything else in. We'll see you in a little bit, guys. Chicken nibbles are done. Oh, Jesus. Oh, that'll be great. I'll take them out and let them rest for a little bit. I'll get these stuffed zucchini in. Get them going. Go there. Those mushrooms can go beside it. I'll put this other big tray down on the bottom. The other mushrooms can go beside that. Those guys are going to go for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, then we'll stick the stuffed mushrooms in about 35, 40 minutes, the rest of it's done. And then I can show you what everything looks like when it's cooked and slice up this brisket. Hope you enjoy. More to come. Won't be much longer. Thanks for sticking around. Alright guys, and we go with our stuffed mushrooms. As zucchinis have had a bit of time to get in there and get cooking, they'll break down a bit. Hopefully another 15 minutes and everything's done and sorted. Then I can prep, chop it all up, and show you the good stuff. Cheers guys. Alright, put my Coles Special Curtis Stone gloves on. Well, I don't use these very often, but I need to get hot stuff out of the oven. Everything's ready guys. So, oh, these look delicious. Put them right there. That's the first tray of stuffed mushrooms. Don't worry about the juices. It's all goodness. I might just rotate them like that. I'll give you a shot of everything once it's all out, but follow me. And we're getting it all. Stuffed zucchinis, they look delicious. Oh, I've got my other tray here, but I'm going to stick that on the stove top so I can make room for the chicken nibbles. And they're beautiful. Alright guys, we'll take these gloves off. Let's get to the real stuff. Here we go. La piste de la résistance. Second time looking at it after it's rested. That is delicious. I hope it tastes delicious. It looks it. Now we're going to make some room. They can sit there. They can sit there. They can slide there. Pork flop. Ha 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 ha. That's enough draining. We'll get to this and get it sliced up. I'll take a few slices off it, guys, and then we'll end this video for the night. We'll take this, because it was cut that way off, the whole brisket. There would have been your flat right there. This has been your point, so we'll take the burnt ends off. Oh, that is perfectly cooked. We'll show you the good old bend test and the pull test. Oh my goodness. And we've got to do the taste test. Alright guys, enough said. I've got a smorgasbord and I've got plenty of people to feed. Have a good night. We'll see you next week.